Hi everyone, Will Frampton, also known as Quickie Baby here, and today I'm going to be talking about the state of a game that I've been playing pretty much solidly for the last 8 years, World of Tanks. Specifically, the general trends in server population on 3 of Wargaming's key servers, the Russian server, the European server, and their North American player base. And so I can answer one of the most frequently asked questions of any massive multiplayer online free-to-play title: is it dying?
No, World of Tanks is not dying. It's being killed by its own creators. Yo guys, what is going on? Lucky here. And before I'm going to say anything else, I think that most of you guys have noticed that the World of Tanks content on my channel has been very poor lately. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, since about a month ago my interest into World of Tanks and the fun I have playing the game have been going downhill massively. I haven't played WoT in forever, yeah, same man. I actually never play WoT off stream anymore. I don't know, but I just like to play other games way more in my free time. And I only play World of Tanks because you guys want to see it, of course, on live stream. So yeah, I only play it when I live stream. And if I don't live stream and I just game casually, I play other games. And usually it's not a big deal, since this has actually happened quite a few times before. But in those cases, I just took a quick break from World of Tanks, not touching it for a week, and after playing something else for a week, I usually felt pretty refreshed, and I pretty much got right back into enjoying World of Tanks again. But now it's different, since this quotation marks week, where I was talking about, has been lasting for a little over a month now. And trust me, I'm trying my best to get back into it, but every time I try to enjoy World of Tanks again, I simply only get put into bottom tier games, getting shredded up by E25s, Defenders, Scorpions, E3485Ms, and many other OP pay to win tanks over and over again. Or if I decide to play any higher tier tanks to avoid those OP tier 8 tanks, I just get RT and gold spammed to death. And you guys can probably imagine that that is not a fun experience to have in any multiplayer game. But I didn't give up, since I really used to love this game back in its early glory days, so much that I even dedicated an entire YouTube channel to it. And I guess somewhere in the back of my mind I was still having hope that one day Wargaming would wake up, that things would eventually be going better again, and that World of Tanks would be turned around as it was in its glory days. That's also why I tried so hard for the last 1.5 years to get Wargaming's attention, to show them that things are going the wrong way, and even providing possible solutions for it. But all that hope and will I still had continuing on was all blown away in one single video Wargaming posted on December 10th, 2018, talking about this year's Christmas special. You know what guys, I'm just gonna show you the clip.
One of our premium vehicles, the KV-222, the Leia H-18B2, the M4 Improved, the Turan 3, and the menacing Defender, the powerful Scorpion G, the stealthy E-25, or the new unstoppable IS-3 autoloader that can surprise the enemy with 3 shots in a row.
You still don't get it, do you, Wargaming? Your game has so many problems: matchmaking, gold ammo, power creep, just to name a few. But instead of standing up like a company that actually cares about its game and its players, you decide to put the 3 most game-breaking, controversial premium tanks that you promise never to release ever again into loot boxes, while trying to get away with it by giving some older players a free T-52 and making it look like you actually care about them. While the truth is that you actually are luring these old players back into your game in the hope that they will spend their money as well on your rigged ass Christmas boxes full of pay-to-win tanks. This just makes me sick, and it makes me think that you actually know your game is going to die eventually, and that you're just trying to squeeze out every last penny from it that you can during the holiday season, instead of working on it and trying to fix it. And guys, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Wargaming's way of selling loot boxes, since there is no way that you can actually lose money on it, since it's just like last year, the gold you get from buying those loot boxes will always be equal or more to the price that you would have paid if you would have bought that same amount of gold separately. But it's mainly the fact that you are simply destroying the enjoyment of your game by putting those broken pay to win premium tanks in your loot boxes. And fair enough, for now it might make you a nice amount of money, but in the long run this will make sure that a lot of players, and especially the most important ones, the new fresh free-to-play players that try out World of Tanks and might actually become potential paying players if they actually like your game, will eventually get sick of World of Tanks and will pass on it and play other much more fun, fair and balanced games instead. And who is going to satisfy your greed for money if you have no players left who are actually able to do so? Since I don't think that the bots you nowadays need to fill your low tier matchmaking can pay for your broken pay to win tanks. Oh, you need some more proof? Well, guess your server population stats don't lie as well. Since as you can clearly see right here, over the last 3 years, the overall World of Tanks server population is plummeting downwards, especially since the last few months, with the exception of the Christmas period peaks of course, but that is rather obvious because of all the crazy events happening then. But anyways, I'm not going to bother you too much with all that exact statistics, since my tanking colleague Quickie Baby already made a very well done and in-depth video about just that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if Wargaming continues on this track, not caring about their game and only about the dollar signs, then those server population numbers will only continue to plummet downwards until the inevitable will happen and that World of Tanks will finally die out. And I know World of Tanks is a free-to-play game and the money has to come from somewhere, and you might argue that being pay to win is the only way for a free-to-play title to survive, but this is so wrong. And I wish I never had to do this, but let's compare World of Tanks to Fortnite. Because as much as I dislike playing Fortnite, I think they absolutely nailed their business strategy. Since Fortnite is also a free-to-play game, and yes, it also sells in-game content for real-life money. But the main difference between World of Tanks and Fortnite is that it's impossible in Fortnite to buy something with real money that will make you a better player, since every purchasable item in Fortnite is purely cosmetic and will in no way improve your in-game performance. And partially because of that, Fortnite became probably the most profitable game in entire 2018. And believe it or not, but World of Tanks used to be kind of the same in 2016 before the release of the Scorpion G. Since before that point, fair enough, people could still buy premium tanks, but those premium tanks weren't any better than their standard tier 8 counterparts. Which was completely fine with everyone, because instead of being as good as their standard tier 8 counterpart, they just made more credits, which was the only advantage premium tanks had over the regular ones in those days. And of course, nobody's gonna complain about the fact that a slightly weaker tank is driving around the battlefield and the only thing it's doing is earning more credits for the player itself, even though it's still kind of pay to win. But at least it wasn't ruining the other player's gameplay experience. But the exact opposite is happening right now, and it's only getting worse, since the premium tanks are already stronger than their standard tier 8 counterparts, while still making a butt ton of credits. So basically Wargaming is nowadays giving you absolutely zero reason to play regular tanks over premium tanks. Because why would you play a regular tank if you can smack your wallet in Wargaming's face and get a tank of the same tier that is much better and makes you much more credits and experience? And guys, this is only getting worse and worse. Almost to the point that Wargaming might be better off renaming their game from World of Tanks to World of Premium Tanks, since that name suits their current gameplay a lot better in my opinion. And this all started when Wargaming sold the first premium tank that made its standard counterpart obsolete, the Scorpion G, back in August 2016. But the number really started to drop down rapidly when Wargaming released the Defender and the Chrysler K in 2017, which truly put the capital letters on pay to win. And guys, now it's up to you. Try to guess where the big server population drops all started. Yeah, I guess that just says it all. So, what does this mean for me? Well, first of all, I'm not saying that I'm completely done with World of Tanks, since I think that everyone on this world deserves a second chance. But one thing is absolutely sure for me. I'm not spending a single penny on this game anymore up until Wargaming starts to care about their game and their players again. Since from now on, I refuse to support Wargaming's terrible business model ever again. And also, so to say about my World of Tanks dip, I guess, I don't know how long it's going to last for. You'll probably see it for yourselves when it's over and when you see new World of Tanks videos pop up on my channel again. But for the ones of you specifically wondering, no. I'm not going to entirely quit making World of Tanks videos on my channel. I just think I need a break from it, since the direction Wargaming is taking their game at the moment is just really frustrating me lately. And also because I am not going to force myself creating World of Tanks content when I'm not enjoying the game at all. So up until then, I'm probably going to be making videos about and playing other games that I do actually enjoy at the moment. So if you're only subscribed for my World of Tanks content, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, and I can highly understand you unsubscribing. But that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make for preserving the enjoyment of my videos, even though they are not going to be about World of Tanks anymore for a bit. And I know Wargaming won't miss me at all, since they never really liked me anyways, because I kept confronting them with their issues all the time for their own game's greater good. And personally, I'm totally fine with that. But what I do hope is that they will sooner or later realize that more and more of their players are leaving as well because of the exact same reasons I did. And I guess sadly for Wargaming that those players that they are losing are going to stay away from the game forever. Unlike me, who might be coming back maybe in the next months or so. And I am of course not hoping this because I want to see World of Tanks suffer. I am hoping this because I want the World of Tanks back that I used to love so much back in the days. And I guess I'm pretty sure that I am not the only one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later.